Dun, 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 dun. Hello, YouTube. Hang on. I am looking for something else here. Happy Monday. Where is my, oh, I see it. I can't find my go live button. There it is. Well, spinning around. Let's see what happens. Looks like they're both still spinning just a little bit. Hey, you guys, it's Monday, 12:09. Gio is fine. He's at the groomer, getting beautified. See if we can get some of this unmanageable shedding under control. So that's why he's not sitting next to me today. His foot's completely healed. He does not need to wear the cone anymore. We are all very happy about that because it was a thing, believe me. Okay, so as people get on, we are talking today about wish training. I think you all know what that is. Upstairs, Amy asked me if I played a training game with the little board and train dog we have, and I said, I thought about it all day, but I didn't do it. I said I wish trained, and we cracked up. So life is busy, right? And now it's summer and the pandemic is lifting and there's all kinds of things going on. And I think that we have all experienced wish training where in our mind, our dogs are perfectly trained, right? They do all the things. They're playing fetch or playing frisbee or whatever it is, because we think about it all the time. We think about it at night when we're going to sleep or when we're driving or whatever. And, if you don't actually do the work, there's no training happening. And I know consciously we know that, and it sounds silly to say it out loud, but it's more frequent than we know, than you know, that we want our dogs to be well trained. And let's just sort of define well trained, because for me, it probably means something that it does for you. For me, well trained would be coming when called, sitting when I asked, leaving things alone, impulse control, and my nose work stuff, obviously. But, your dogs don't come into this world with those skills, right? Your dog comes into this world with doggy skills, with skills like jump on the counter and eat the food, push through the door to get outside as fast as possible so I don't miss anything, to chomp on your hand if you're holding food, to jump on you, to greet you. They come into this world, woo, as dogs, not as people, not as our little minions, not as little soldiers. They come into this world as dogs. And as such, they're looking out for their own best interest. And it's up to you to motivate them in such a way that they're going to want to do the things that you want them to do. And if it's about aggression and barking and lunging and you want them to stop doing that, then you need to motivate them in a way to get them to do something else. Not necessarily stop doing it, but to do something else. And so here's this little secret I'm going to tell you today. It's going to seem real obvious, but the number one thing, the single most important thing that you need to do for any training of your dog, whether it's aggression, rowdy, obnoxious behavior, whatever it is The number one thing you need to do, are you ready, is change your behavior. Because if you don't change your behavior, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change for your dog if you don't do something different. If you change one behavior, okay, I'm going to the board and trained dog that's living with us now. She's going to go home tomorrow. She drags the leash around in our house 24/7. If she's in her crate, we take the leash off. If she's in the car in a crate, we take the leash off. But if she's in the house, she has the leash on. And that is because we need to be able to get her off the furniture. We need to get her to stop pestering our dogs. We need to get her off the counters. Whatever it is, it's much easier to do with a leash on her. We just focus on the end of the 6-foot leash, pick it up, take her away from the dog, the table, whatever it is that she's being annoying about. And we're not reaching for her collar, so we're not creating a negative association about being reached for, right? So the number one thing, the single most important thing that you can do, that you need to do, that you must do in order to see any success with your dog is to change your behavior. And I might even go as far as saying that you need to let go of your limiting beliefs. What is she talking about? Limiting beliefs in the dog world? Yeah, I hate to tell you. Limiting beliefs. Here's a limiting belief. I must walk my dog every single day in order to be a good pet owner. I must walk my dog every single day. Okay, but what if your dog is reactive? Crazy, barking, twirling, spinning, not enjoying the walk. What if your dog is not enjoying the walk? Can you see the clash? Here's your belief. My belief is in order to be a good dog owner, I must walk my dog an hour every day. And here's your dog freaking out about the walks and communicating that very clearly to you by barking, lunging, growling, twirling, although all we are feeling is our own embarrassment, right? And we're feeling the judgment of others. And we're all sort of self-absorbed about that. And we're not stepping away and looking at the dog and saying, what is my dog trying to tell me? Because people, your dog is communicating with you all the time unless they're sleeping. Your dog is learning all the time unless they're sleeping. Your dog is communicating with you all the time unless they're sleeping. All the time. All the time. There's communication going on in the form of body language, right? So we are, last Thursday was part one of our free webinar. It's a 2-part series. So part one was last Thursday, June 17th. Part one, dog aggression, fact versus fiction. We went over a lot of facts and we went over some fiction. And tomorrow night, Tuesday night, the 22nd, is part 2, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The link is in the comment section. You may still register. And when you register, you will get the recording from the first webinar and you will be registered for the second webinar. The second webinar is also being recorded. So if you can't get on there live and see it, you will receive the recording the very next day. Okay? Now, the recordings are only going to be available to you until midnight Friday, June 25th, and then they disappear forever. They're not going to be available forever. So if you're looking to get the recordings, be sure that you carve out time and watch them, okay? They will only be available until this Friday, June 25th at midnight. But you can still register. You can still see last Thursday's, and I would encourage you to look at last Thursday's webinar. It was about an hour and a half before tomorrow night's webinar, or you're going to be lost. I'm going to do some review, but I'm not going over all the things that I talked about last time. I'm not going to go over all those this time. All right, you guys. So recap real quick. The single most important thing that you need to do in order to help your dog is change your behavior. If you do not change your behavior, your dog will not change theirs. Let's turn that off. If you don't change your behavior, your dog is going to change their behavior. And it's the groomer telling me that Gio's ready. Yay! He'll at least smell better and feel better. He'll be all silky, but he'll probably be blowing coat for quite a while. You must change your behavior, right? If you want to lose weight, great. But if you don't change your behavior, you're not going to lose weight. I want to climb 4,000-foot mountains in the Whites. Okay. But if I don't change my behavior and get fit, strong enough to do that, I suppose I could make an attempt, but it'll probably be a miserable experience, right? If you want to stop smoking and you don't change your behavior, well, that's not going to happen either, right? You need behavior. You must change your behavior. And sometimes in order to change our behavior, we have to take a look at our limiting beliefs. And that's, I mentioned one today. Oh my God, there's a lot of noise happening, sorry. We have to look at our limiting beliefs about that, okay? All right, you guys, I will see you next Monday at noon. I don't know what the topic is. We'll be chatting. If you've got any questions, if you've watched the replay, put hashtag replay. If you've missed the part 1 of our live webinar, Dog Aggression, Fact versus Fiction, you can click the link in this, in the comment sections that I posted. You can still register. You'll get the recording from last Thursday, and you'll be all registered for Tuesday. If you can't be on live Tuesday, you'll get the recording on Wednesday, but you only have until Friday, June 25th at midnight in order to watch all of those things. All right, you guys, I'll see you next Monday. Have a great week and stay cool. Because it's super